Guten Tag, I'm Victoria, the Creativity Chief and Pattern Tester for Zig-Zag Corner Quilts and Baskets. Welcome to the first episode of this fun little mini-series that I'd like to start. So I have a backing, or I guess it could be the front too, but I have a backing of this beautiful Animals of the World. It's actually a cuddle panel that we have. And so I want to make a front, like a top for my backing. But I was like, what do I put for the front? Well, so I have a book called The Quilter's Arc, or A Quilter's Arc. And so it has all these, So it has all these fun different little animal blocks. And so I decided that we are going to have a little mini-series where each episode will make one of the animal blocks, and when we get finished with it, I will sew them all together to go on the front of my cuddle panel. So like I said, this is the first episode, and so we're going to be making the first block, which, oddly enough, the book does not start with any, animals like aardvark or anteater or anything like that. So the first animal will actually be the bald eagle, and so we're going to start with that. And it is a paper piecing animal blocks. So I already have it printed off. So I printed it on yellow paper, that way I can see my pattern against my white fabric. And so we're going to start with the bald eagle block, and I'm hoping maybe later in the series I'll come up with my own patterns for the animals that start with A, because, we don't want to leave them out. So let's get started.
So the first thing I did was I cut out my paper piecing pattern, and I then pinned my cutout pieces to the corresponding color of fabric that was shown in the pattern. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew them all together. Okay, so here I've got the first and second portions of the eagle sewn together, and I'm ready to sew the third part. The only problem is I feel like I'm going to have a lot of trouble with this number 11 piece because it's so small. So here I'm cutting off any extra fabric that I have left over from when I sewed my blocks together. My next step is to remove the paper backings that I used when I sewed all my blocks and pieces together. So now I have all of the paper off and I am ready to trim. So now I'm going to trim the jagged edges, and my block will be ready for the next step.
Okay, so I've almost fully completed the very first block of our mini-series. So I have the eagle's body stitched together. I'm now ready to embroider on his beak, his eye, and his feet. I really hope that you guys will subscribe and click the bell, because then you'll be notified every time I post or upload a video, and you'll be able to see our progress in our little mini-series as we continue on and I make the top for my beautiful quilt. So now let me go get this embroidered and we will see how he looks at the very end. Okay, so after a quick hand embroidery lesson from my mother, I got the very first block of our little mini-series completed. And so here is our little eagle. And so he is now ready to wait for his buddies, and then we are going to put it all together in the quilt. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please join me next time when we make the second block, and I won't tell you what it is because you will have to watch the video to see. So until next time, auf Wiedersehen!